KSW.
So, I want to be fair because Simon got to talk about other stuff he's doing. Again, Star Trek Into Darkness is a great movie. I've been saying this, and I tweeted it out. For the love of Nero, please don't let anybody spoil this movie or any site spoil this movie. Just go into it blind. You will be so happy you did.
I just want to say also that, we're not being hiding things just for the sake of hiding things.
No.
I feel like the reason JJ tries to keep things under wraps is because he's protective of the audience's experience. I mean, he really does want you to come in and enjoy it as much as possible. And you might hear 2 or 3 things, and one of them might be incorrect, and it might kind of, spoil the movie for you, and spoil the movie experience, and that's what he's out to preserve.
Because it stinks when you watch a film and someone told you something and you're waiting for that moment to happen.
Exactly. You know what spoilers are? Spoilers are an anesthetic for weak-minded people who just don't want to experience the film as they should do.
I don't like it when Simon attacks people.
I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just saying, listen, I'm
Especially
guilty.
Asians.
I'm guilty. Hey, listen, Asians deserve it, John.
No.
Jeez.
He's such a racist.
I'm not a racist, but as far as Asians are concerned, forget it. I just mean resist the temptation to have the experience diminished for you by knowing what's coming. It's much more fun to be surprised.
I really, honestly...
It's so like you to ring a gong. Jeez.
There is a mallet over there for you.
Like you to ring a gong.
Wow. Makes me suspicious that you have a gong on premises.
We're very meditative around here. It's all about the Zen experience, John. So I want to be fair because Simon got to plug something beyond Star Trek, and so John, Alice, anything you want to tell about upcoming projects, things you love, Octopus, Beanie Babies, I don't know, whatever it is you got going on.
I did a movie upstate New York with Bryan Cranston that I'd like to talk about.
Nice. Yeah, he's a guy.
He's a guy. He's a really good guy. And it's called Cold Comes the Night. It's a very small budget movie, the opposite to Star Trek, but I'm proud of it, and hopefully it will come out later this year. And then I did a Neil LaBute movie, but that's pretty dark.
Oh, what was that like?
It was intense.
Is that darker than Star Trek Into Darkness?
Frown Town, I think, is the only response to that.
Hashtag Frown Town.
Hashtag Some Velvet Morning, actually, is the name of the film.
Can I ask a question? It's quite possibly a really stupid question.
You think you're on the show?
But, I've been hearing the stories about how J.J. Abrams is going to also be doing Star Wars. Does that make you guys feel like he's cheating on you guys?
It's not true, in fact. We're here to break the news that he won't.
It's like our father has met a younger, more beautiful woman.
Oh, no, don't! It's exactly like that.
Leaving our mom just weeping. No, not at all.
No.
You know, the great thing is, J.J. is always at his best if he's doing like 100 things at once. J.J. is a genius. He genuinely is. His mind is so extraordinary. There is no way, even if we make the next Star Trek when he's directing Star Wars, he will be involved heavily. He won't let Star Trek go.
I'll tell you what else. I'm a Star Wars fan, and as a Star Wars fan, I'm really excited for him to direct it.
I always thought it'd be a great way to kill the rivalry between the Star Wars fans and the Star Trek fans is to just cast you guys in the roles of Star Wars characters.
We're gonna
we said that like American Horror Story, just like
just cross the stream.
Fight to the death.
So John, who would you like to be if you could reboot? They're not going to reboot it, but if you could reboot Star Wars, who would you like to be?
I'd like to be the British gold robot. C-3PO.
There you go.
C-3PO.
Yeah.
That's a great... I think you'd play that really well.
Thank you.
I always thought, and you guys might be old enough, I don't know about Alice, but I always thought that he was like the Dr. Smith. He was a Dr. Smith of Star Wars.
Yeah,
C-3PO.
the sort of cantankerous, sort of bemoaning everything, and clearly a very positive gay role model as well, I think, 3PO.
Yeah.
Honestly, I say that without any kind of, I'm not being mean.
Would you say that about Dr. Smith from Lost in Space?
It's interesting. Yeah. I did my thesis on Star Wars, and I had this idea that at a less enlightened time, 3PO was a positive gay role model, but he was made harmless because he didn't have any genitals. So it was like ready to accept a certain kind of attitude, but not ready to have him as a sexual being.
What did you get for a mark on that, and how did the professor
I was thrown out of university.
Yeah. John, did you do any theses on anything involving any kind of role models at all in your life?
Not in juvie, no.
Yeah. By the way, it's so great when you could basically do a thesis on a movie you love and pass that in as something legitimate. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. Film theorists out there will be going, no, that's a fair point. Everyone else will be going, what? What? I think in the new Star Wars, there's a moment in the first Star Trek movie when Scotty's talking about losing a beagle. He's doing some transporter experiments, and the beagle goes missing and it never came back. I think at a crucial moment in Star Wars, perhaps a face-off between the new bad guy and the young heroes, a beagle appears briefly, and then goes. And there we have the crossing of the streams.
I love it. That's awesome. That's right. Archer's beagle shows up. That's fantastic.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
All right, guys, I know you got to run. I just want to thank you so much for, first of all, you guys were fantastic. You were so warm and welcoming at the beginning of the movie last night. It was such a treat. Great performances. And I look forward to being able to discuss this in full after everybody I know has seen this movie, because there's so much great going on in it. Please see Star Trek Into Darkness, and please see it blind. Go in there and don't know anything, and you will have a great time. I guarantee you this movie is fantastic. You're going to have to see it multiple times because you're going to miss stuff. That's how good it is. Simon, thank you so much for coming in. John, Alice,
as always.
Enjoy your time here.
Thanks, BJ.
You're very, very welcome. Enjoy the bacon drawings and everything. And
absolutely. And I must get your Twitter. I need to follow you guys on Twitter. So let's swap that.
We'll get that done.
Absolutely.
And we will talk again. Star Trek Into Darkness opening up next Thursday, a day earlier now. So go check that out. Simon Pegg, John Cho, Alice Eve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
The BJ Shea Morning Experience on 99.9 KISW.